NEMA assesses impact of pipeline explosion in affected communities for possible aid to victims. Also, in Panorama today, build up to party primaries in Edo. We examine activities in the political space. Good afternoon, you're welcome to Panorama. I am Auli Okolo. Devs in Government, a community of technologists that will drive the full digital transformation in public service, has been created by the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy. Chidimma Dubisi reports that this sets a tone for Nigeria's journey to attaining full digitalization of government services and processes. The Director General, National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Mustafa Habib Ahmed, has expressed sadness over the pipeline explosion that claimed many lives and injured some others in Ebema local government area, border town between Rivers and Imo. The DG NEMA, while an on-the-spot assessment of the explosion site, directed detailed assessment of the incident for possible provision of succor to the affected persons. Liasu Yakub reports.
Pipeline vandalism or bunkering have been part of the incidents that have continued to claim lives and property as well as waste government economic fortune. This latest pipeline explosion and oil theft is coming at this critical time. The Nigerian government is working out modalities to make petroleum products available and affordable to Nigerians. While commiserating with government and the people of both Rivers and Imo states over the tragic explosion, the DG NEMA, Mustafa Habib Ahmed, urged Nigerians to desist from illegal activities and willful damage to public infrastructure.
It's a very, very sad thing to see or to witness. We commiserate with you. We do not pray to see anything like this. But people should be seriously warned. The damage that you are doing to just siphon or take fuel.
Former Minister of State for Education, Goodluck Nana Opia, who was part of the assessment team, appreciated the federal government through NEMA for the visit and appealed for more support for the victims.
We definitely would need your usual cooperation, your support and provision of succor, for the affected families and entire community.
The Commander of Nigerian Army 34 Artillery Brigade, Obinze Oweri, Brigadier General Usman Lawal, was also part of the assessment team to provide security cover for DG NEMA and the team. Ilyasu Yakubu, NTA News.
Members of the community on the significance of collective efforts in fighting crime and criminality has been re-echoed as part of continued efforts of the federal government to ensure full restoration of peace in the Northeast region. This necessitated the Office of the Secretary to Government of the Federation with the Borno State Government to engage stakeholders in the Northeast on peace-building initiatives. Maimuna Gaba reports.
The stakeholders' engagement on sustaining post-conflict recovery through effective peace-building and reconciliation initiatives aimed at providing a forum to exchange ideas between government and people in the Northeast on how best to address security challenges and activities of various non-state community-based security outfits. Secretary to Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, represented, said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is concerned with security challenges as several measures have been put in place aimed at improving the situation.
It is gratifying to note that the efforts are yielding the desired results as the security situation has relatively improved in most parts of the country.
Representative of Borno State Governor highlighted the effect of insurgency on the development of the state, saying the state government has put in place all needed processes to manage the post-insurgency recovery phase.
We have drastically scaled down the insurgency, but the tempo, as I said earlier, must be sustained. We are not yet out of the woods. Even in Borno State, we still have remnants of the insurgents, and they are attacking on sporadic basis.
Presentations focused on strengthening recovery and peace building in Northeast, roles of non-state security actors and community-based security organizations, and dangers of landmines and IED in the region. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
Parties in Edo State are in a frenzy. They are at the moment looking hard on their primaries to produce their candidates for the impending governorship race. A rush of aspirants are jostling for support from different parties. Candidates will be measured on the basis of different considerations. Some rational, others sentimental. In this report, correspondent Goodluck Anaini takes a look at the issues and concerns raised in this increasingly competitive contest.
It is only a few weeks to go before the political parties in Edo State conduct the primaries to elect their governorship candidates. The parties are seized by a calculation to field a flag bearer who can bring home the political trophy.
It is going to be free and fair process to selecting somebody that is going to eventually fly our flag.
We are set to go ahead with the world congresses to elect the 3 other delegates from each ward.
The political parties curiously continue to experience an embarrassment of riches as more and more aspirants join the fray. This has led to the adoption of certain parameters, including elevated nomination tariffs to reduce numbers.
The arrangement was that a consensus has to be built around either one person or just few people that will eventually go into the field for the primaries. In that wisdom, the leadership of the party met and set up a committee that was headed by Professor Julius Ihonvere, the leader of the House of Representatives. And that committee did a very good job and came up with 6 aspirants.
The congresses is starting next tomorrow. Why do you allow first somebody or all of them to go and pick? It means we are not zoning. But if even the party says they are zoning, it do not exclude the right of any person.
A lot of us were screened out as governorship aspirants. But hey, it's not all about our personal ambition. It's about the party regaining control of Edo State and bringing the right person, the right foot forward. And I'm glad, and I stand with the party.
Many citizens have expressed dismay at the scramble for the governorship prize. However, the enduring hope is that the best candidate wins. In Benin, Goodluck Anaini, NTA News.
To talk further on the political landscape in Edo as the party primaries draw nearer, we have a guest in the house, a political analyst, Mr. Tony Apollo. Good afternoon and welcome to Panorama, sir.
Thank you very much.
So straight to my question, how do you see the political terrain in Edo State?
I think we will need to separate the populace, or whom you may regard as the electorate, and the political apparatchik.
We're sorry we cannot continue with Benin now due to the poor video quality in that interview. We now take over from here. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says policies of the Nigeria Institute of Public Relations will enjoy government support in order to rebuild it as a critical sector for the good of Nigeria. This was when the minister unveiled activities of the Union proposed National Spokesperson Summit with the theme Change Narratives, Change Society, expected to hold next month in Abuja. The minister is optimistic that the National Values Charter will achieve global attention through the activities of NIPR.
bringing them back so that you feel that you are a Nigerian, and then you will consciously or unconsciously begin to exude those values. And we want it to come from within. This is not something that somebody will just force on you. It's a campaign that everybody will have to be part of. If you love this country, if you believe in this country, you must queue behind the president in unveiling, and not just unveiling, in believing in this national value charter that all of us require for the sake of our collective existence, for the sake of the prosperity, the shared prosperity that the president himself is also leading.
Team President of NIPR, Professor Emmanuel Dandaura, led other executive members to the event. In a similar visit, the Nigerian Institute of Architects pledged to support the work of the Ministry of Information and National Orientation.
With many of our members being celebrated in this regard even all over the world. So without doubt, our nation stands to benefit immensely if the right policies and investments are made in the arts and culture spheres.
The Nigerian Television Authority says it will continue to promote initiatives geared towards the empowerment and protection of the rights of women in its programs and reportage. NTA's Director General Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos stated this in a message when the Coalition of Nigerian Muslim Women met with the management. Tokwe Alabi reports.
The Coalition of Nigerian Muslim Women unites various organizations including Form 1, NASFAT, Women in Dawa, Jadaifa, Criteria, Al-Mu'minat, and Saruddin, Mesh, Muslim schools among others. This visit to NTA management is part of its commitment to addressing challenges faced by women as the group annually hosts World Hijab Day.
Hijab is absolutely a sign of freedom, empowerment, and strength for the wearers. It is worn by choice, and it is not a symbol of oppression.
Director General NTA Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, represented by the Executive Director Special Duties Adamu Sambo, says the largest TV network in Africa will always be at the forefront of protecting the rights of women.
I want to assure you that NTA will partner with you and support you adequately in the renewed drive by your coalition to propagate the ideals of that beautiful attire and what it represents amongst the Muslim faithful.
The theme of this year's celebration, Veiled in Strength, marks the 11-year milestone in 2024 since its inception in 2013. Tope Alabi, NTA News.
Oil pollution challenging the survival of biodiversity in the wetland has continued to strengthen livelihood, particularly in riverine areas. As the world marks Wetland Day, stakeholders in Port Harcourt are stressing the need for adequate measures to be put in place towards the conservation of the environment while preserving the wetland. Robinson Daretede tells us more.
Nigeria prides itself for having the largest wetlands in Africa and third largest mangrove forest in the world. These provide a natural habitat for several aquatic species. The theme of this year's World Wetland Day is Wetlands and Human Well-being.
The wetlands also are a major source of carbon sequestration in our ecological system. Like they help to absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, thereby giving us the requisite oxygen for survival.
The oil is coming from there. We have fishes, we have forestry, we have so many other things that are coming from the Niger Delta environment.
However, oil pollution, land reclamation and dredging has negatively affected the wetlands. This has made it imperative for the preservation of the wetlands for sustainable management of biodiversities, including those of mangroves.
If you see the wetland as part of you, you won't destroy it.
If you go into our communities, the only places you find precinct forests are in the sacred groves, the Juju bush. So I think the government should make a deliberate effort to protect these sacred groves. How? Have them mapped out and gazetted.
Farmers in Rivers and Bayelsa states are also encouraged to take advantage of the wetlands for rice production in the ongoing agricultural revolution. In Port Harcourt, Robinson Derateide, NTA News.
You're still watching Panorama from the Abuja studios. We'll now take a break. Stay tuned. The federal government says genetically modified crops recently approved do not pose any national security threats and cannot be used as weapons of biotech terrorism. The National Biotechnology Development Agency stated this while reacting to allegations that the new varieties of crops have security issues. The Biotechnology Development Agency says the federal government has put mechanism in place that ensures that all crops developed in the country or imported are safe for human and animal consumption and do not pose any threats to the environment. The agency further clarifies that all GMO seeds had passed the usual rigorous biosafety assessments before approval for commercial planting. Recently, the federal government approved production and distribution of transgenic cowpea and tala maize seeds developed by Nigerian scientists to benefit the smallholder farmers. The Kwara State Police Command has confirmed the murder of a traditional ruler, the Onikoro of Koro community in Ekiti local government area of Kwara State, Oba Aremu Olusegun Cole. In a statement, Kwara State Public Relations Officer DSP Ejire Adeyemi Toh says the traditional ruler was killed in his palace and his wife was abducted with one other by gunmen on Thursday night. While assuring the public that the perpetrators will not escape justice, the police public relations officer said Kwara State Commissioner of Police has set up investigating team to clamp down on the criminal elements as safety of residents is being guaranteed. In the meantime, Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak has condemned the killing of the monarch, describing it as shocking, reckless, and abominable. While condoling with the people of Koro, the governor charged security agencies to ensure that those responsible are tracked down and abductors freed. The National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria, under the chairmanship of the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar, co-chaired by the Ooni of Ife, Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi, notes with dismay the incessant kidnappings and murder of monarchs and other Nigerians by suspected armed bandits. The council laments the desecration of custodians of Nigerian tradition and culture and advocates the end to the menace. It cited examples of the recent abduction and eventual release of a traditional ruler in Imo State, kidnap and murder of 2 monarchs in Ekiti State, among others. While wishing the families, people and government of Ekiti State the fortitude to bear the loss, the council calls on federal and state governments to deploy and equip security personnel with the necessary arsenals to the nooks and crannies of the country to stem the tide of crimes and criminalities. Enlightening members of the community on the significance of collective efforts in fighting crime and criminality has been re-echoed as part of continued efforts of the federal government to ensure full restoration of peace in the Northeast region. This necessitated Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation with the Borno State Government to engage stakeholders in the Northeast on peace-building initiative. Maimuna Garba reports. I'm afraid our report is not ready. The latest central bank intervention is yielding positive results as Zone 4 chapter of Bureau de Change, Abuja, closes down business due to dollar scarcity. Musa Abubakar reports.
It's not business as usual at the Bureau de Change market in Wuse Zone 4, Abuja, as the operators close their doors for business. The operators had on Wednesday said they won't be opening for business on Thursday due to dollar scarcity. Chairman of the chapter, Abdullahi Dauran, declined to grant an interview to NTA until he had a meeting with operators. Meanwhile, the exchange rate rallied to around 1,320 naira to a dollar during midday trading at the official market. Financial analysts attributed the decline to later CBN intervention through a circular to address speculation and hoarding by banks.
You can't hold idle FX in your books. Those FX held in the books idly should be zero rise by the close of business on February 1st, 2024. That's today. So we expect that all deposit money banks should be zero on a long FX by the close of business today.
The new circular introduces a set of guidelines aimed at reducing the risk associated with speculation and hoarding practices. In Abuja, I am Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
Devs in government are a community of technologists that will drive the full digital transformation in public service has been created by the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy. Chimdema Ndubisi reports that this sets the tone for Nigeria's journey to attaining full digitalization of government services and processes.
Nigeria ranks 140 out of 193 in the United Nations E-Government Development Index, a position below expectation for a country that has deployed digital technology to its public service system over the years. One of the missing links, identified as the absence of a singular platform for data sharing and other businesses among NDAs, is exemplified in Rashida Sadiq's experience as an assistant chief statistician responsible for collating data to produce national statistics on GDP, unemployment and employment rates.
One of the challenges we have is the energy, the resources that we have to expend, having to go to every MDA to get data.
The development of an ecosystem of technologists from the civil service, the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy says, is to close gaps.
Bringing those people together under one umbrella so that we can empower them, get them to share their pains and successes and experiences, and from there we can deliver our goals. We're setting up a dedicated hub for technologies in government, which is a place where they will come to when they have brand new ideas to build out the ideas, test the ideas, and also ensure they can get the government support that is required to help implement it in government as well. So it's a brand new way of encouraging innovation in the public service.
The Devs in Government platform will also aid in building the Digital Public Infrastructure, DPI, a foundational system for efficient digital technology services. In Abuja, Chimdema Ndubisi, NTA News.
And now talking sports, Super Eagles strategize emphatic victory over Angola as AFCON quarterfinal matches begin. For more on this and other trending stories, let's join Olumide Eguntola on Sports Update.
The Secretary General, Nigerian Football Federation, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi, has assured football-loving Nigerians that the Super Eagles will fly past Angola in the first quarter-final match at the ongoing African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. He explained that the federal government of Nigeria has provided logistics in all ramifications to achieve the desired result.
The slogan, "Let's do it again," has entered into them, and they are ready to make the country proud. They are not happy that they are not at the World Cup, and they are not happy that after emerging the best team in AFCON qualifying series in Morocco, they got exited in the round of 16. They are not happy, and they are ready to make up.
Analysts also warn Super Eagles against underrating their opponents.
On current form and FIFA rating, it is easy to say that the Super Eagles would boss it. The Super Eagles would win it against Angola.
Angola, we all know that they are underdogs in this game, and their coach Pedro Gonçalves has said that he is just going to take the opportunity to shine.
If we remain strong at the defense and they cannot score, I know that we have Osimhen, we have Lukman, we have Kedechi Nacho, and Nigeria is going to carry the day.
In another development, the Director General, National Institute for Sport, Professor Olawale Morunkola, has charged all stakeholders to critically reflect on new ways of performing their duties and bring in fresh initiatives to discover more talents through school sports. He stated this while presenting a paper at the Administrative Seminar of Nigerian School Sports Federation, organized to kickstart the second term in office of the Olabisi Joseph-led board.
Many of our past athletes and even presently some of our athletes now are products of school sports. So if we get it right, then the nation will get it right.
For us to have the standard that we want, we need to ensure that we update the knowledge of the stakeholders.
In athletics, Nigerian athletes have converged on Abuja to begin pre-African Games and Olympic Games evaluation competition, with over 300 athletes vying for honors at the Moshood Abiola Stadium. With sports update, Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
And that's Panorama today. Many thanks for watching. I'm Ogochukwu Ona. Good afternoon.